What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican, back with the team for Blockchain Bros. And I forgot to announce this again. Man, I'm bad at this, dudes. I'm terrible. I used to schedule these things like way early. Now I just schedule them like on the fly, like half hour before the show.
I think the followers got used to it.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah,
I hope so.
It's getting an established reputation, and also if you do quite a few live streams, I tend to notice it with mine also. The planning doesn't always add up. In the beginning period, 1 week beforehand, or even immediately after. Now it's like, oh yeah, still have to make it 1 day beforehand. So, meh.
One thing I wanted to put forward to you guys, we might be able to do a show with a guest, pretty big guest in the decentralized naming sphere, but he can only do Thursdays and Fridays. So I was thinking about doing a show Thursday and Friday. He's a really big name in like blockchain based websites, names, all that type of stuff. So I got him to agree to come on. But again, you can only do Thursdays and Fridays. So I was thinking about having them on like maybe on a Thursday or something.
Yeah, sure.
If you guys are down.
Suits me fine.
Yeah, I'm free any day of the week.
Okay.
The advantages of being an online freelancer / SaaS owner.
I've got my 9 to 5, but I can fix something. That's no problem at all.
Anybody right there want to answer that?
DCA, little hint there. Yeah, sorry, I've got a terrible headache and not everything isn't as clear to me as it normally should be. I'm going to look it up. DCA.
Dollar cost average, I believe.
Ah.
Oh. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay. That implies stable coins, I believe, that he should be mentioning. Yeah, well, the most renowned one is Tether, but those guys I do not trust. You're better off with a USD coin. They tend to be slightly more trustworthy.
I personally, I don't really see the point of a crypto attached to the US dollar. It doesn't make any sense to me. Well, because me personally, I'm trying to detach from the US dollar and the euro because, as we know, they're getting printed into oblivion. So why would I? It's decentralized, yeah, sure, but it's still tied to the inflation. So I don't think that's really a good idea, at least for me personally. What I do, this is what I do. I dollar cost average the big coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, that kind of stuff. Bitcoin Cash, I'm starting to really get to students. I'm starting to really like Bitcoin Cash. The big ones.
Yeah, when it concerns DCA, like yourself, Alex, I'm not really a big fan of coins being pegged towards the dollar or any other classic fiat currency. However, I can see their use in decentralized finance or on certain exchanges like Binance, where you do not need to default back towards the classic dollars, but more or less attached to, well, a coin or a token itself for quick exchanging without having to resort back to fiat.
Yeah, I can see their use for transactions, like you just said, but like for investment, I don't think they're a good idea.
Not at all.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at like crypto and whatnot, I don't really look at dollar cost average anyway. I'm looking at the future of the coin, its history, these types of things, because we're looking. I mean, generally we're looking at wins here, right? Dollar cost. I mean, maybe I'm understanding the question wrong, but for me, I'm pursuing it from a totally different perspective. It's like from a dollar cost, perspective, Bitcoin is probably a bad investment, or is it? If you jumped in at 30,000. At $10,000, looking at the dollar cost average at that time, you'd be like, it's terrible investment. But today, here we are sitting right at the bridge of like 60,000. You see what I'm saying? So we're looking at, when I'm looking at like investing in a coin or purchasing coins and whatnot, I'm looking more at the future, what its potential is in order to grow and whatnot, And so that's how I look at it. Now, I'm not sure how that fits in with dollar cost average. Maybe I don't understand the term that well. I have to admit, I probably don't. But, I'm not.
Dollar cost average. basically is just you take 10% or whatever of your income and you put it in there every month. And technically, you are dollar cost averaging because you're a miner. So you mine a bit every month. You don't take it out. You're dollar cost averaging, right?
Yeah, I suppose I'm looking at my ROI. If you want to say dollar cost averaging on my ROI is more important to me, which, you know, they've already ROI'd. It's more important to me than like dollar cost average, unless it's the same thing and I'm just like messing it up in my head. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah.
Let's be honest. I mean, there is a science to cryptocurrency, but at the same time, there's a bit of randomness also. That's kind of like, you know, an unpredictability to it that's also in there. You know, I mean, its volatility, you know, can be cycled. You can follow it in a cycle, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you have to be able to see those cycles, those patterns. That's something that I learned in the crypto mindset course, is checking those cycles. Like Bitcoin has a 30-day cycle, you know.
Correct.
And so following those cycles, you know, you can make predictions and go from there. But really,
well, yeah. the science is mostly in chart reading, and the unpredictability is, well, sudden investments occurring. Like, let's say back when in September, PayPal made the sudden announcement they would be dealing with cryptocurrency. It came as a surprise to most of the market. And, well, as a result, the bull run started. And still probably is going in part with thanks to them. And same occurred with MicroStrategy and Tesla. Tesla, out of the blue, with thanks to Elon Musk, suddenly, yeah, well, the investment came there, and you could see a very clear up spike the second the news was announced and when the purchase was made. So yeah, that's the unpredictability of it. But yeah, you can predict and do the signs on the charts anyway. But there's always a certain degree of surprise.
Give me a second. Yeah. So Our Future Trunk asks, I know it's hard to predict, but what are your predictions for the crypto market in the next year or so? XRP went from 50 cents to 125 out of the blue. Why does things like this happen? I mean, XRP, that's an easy one to call. They won their case. They won their SEC case. So
yeah, it's not entirely over, but the news is good and they're being let off from what I can tell. So that's the reason investors have regained trust in the project. And when it concerns the prediction for the crypto market for next year, well, I believe certain corrections will still occur. We'll probably reach the 6 numbers by the end of this year, somewhere as an all-time high. Will it remain within the 6 figures? I have my doubts, but like I said in other episodes before this one, I was also wrong when I said in January, yeah, Bitcoin wouldn't reach the 50,000. But hey, look at the things that happened in the last couple of months, and I had to retrace my words. So don't really dare to make a decent prediction on that one, but pretty sure 6 numbers. Very sure it will reach it. Will it remain at those 6 numbers by the end of this year? We will have to wait and see.
You know, like this goes back to what I was saying about some of the unpredictability of the markets. Like I mine HNS, I said this, and HNS when I started mining was 7 cents. It was about 100. I was making about $125, $126 a month when I started mining it, and I didn't really mine. I was mining at a loss. I was losing money mining, but I was using it for, you know, my DeFi aspect of the entire, you know, side of the game. Now I make over 900. I'm just under $1,000 a month. Just like that. And I can't tell you, despite being in the sphere with HNS and dealing with a lot of HNS people because of the business I run, other than Abuamerican, I can't tell you why HNS is like making a rocket spring like this. I can't tell you why. And the thing is like this. I was mining more HNS earlier, so that was like 60 a day, and I was making 125. Now I'm mining like 40 a day, and I'm making almost 1,000. I'm making like $958 a month off of it. Why do these things happen? When I look at HNS, I don't see like mass adoption. I don't see like mass like movements and whatnot taking place. There's no halving that took place recently. From that sense, it's kind of like random. You're like, okay, why is this happening? I don't care. I'm happy. Everyone's predicting a $3 HNS. I'll take it. It's at 70 something cents today. And that puts me at like $950. more shows up, hey, I'll take it. I'm happy. But there is a degree of randomness to this. There is a small degree. It's a 72 cents, so it's gone down a little bit.
But with ANS, you have to understand there's right now, and that's something I noticed together with my other co-host in Cryptosiast, so the Dutch live stream I do. There's a lot of movement going on in the market, a lot of scams, a lot of new projects being founded. And I believe it has a direct result on HNS. If I'm not mistaken, it was related towards the safeguarding of certain website names, if I'm not mistaken. Probably has to do with it. There's a shit ton of new projects being launched, and they all want their unique names safeguarded. So it might be a case it has something to do with that one.
We still do the whole name thing, but now we do it on a contractual basis. If someone wants a name reserved, we reserve it for them. But now it's become profitable to mine it. So now a lot of times I just flip it right over into BTC because it's because money.
I'm doing the same with Bitcoin.
Yeah, and that's just one. That's just a couple machines I got there. I got more machines on. I got more HNS machines on the way. And so stuff like this. There's some other coins that are also coming up, but I'll talk about it later. I'm getting into mining those also. We'll talk about that some other time. Maybe I'll do it probably more like for members. Ali Yu says, what do you think of DeFi and yield farming? From the crypto mindset course, there's faster ways to make money. Mm-hmm. Unless you're dealing with huge amounts of money, maybe like Andrew Tate, he does yield farming over the cake swap thing. And he's making what was it, like 6,000 a day or something like this, or 68,000 a day. You got to imagine how much money he put in that to actually making that every day. The guy, he put millions in it probably. So apparently for guys that are regular guys and you're not dealing with huge sums of money, there are faster and better ways to make money in the crypto sphere. That's what I know. You guys?
Alex, you want to go? Or
I'm not super informed about this one, but I can take the next one.
Okay, so yeah, with yield farming, there is money to be made, but like Abuamerican said, there's much more money otherwise that can be made. Mining, for example, is actually a very good starting point. Okay, you need some investments to be made in miners, but there exists a variety of coins with faucet launches where you do not need specialized mining rigs, and then you have to trade your way upwards. You can, actually make use of, Alex's platform, BlockchainFreelancers. I'm going to make a little bit promotion there, where you can get paid out in currently Bitcoin, but earlier
enough. We're bringing Ethereum, we're bringing Bitcoin Cash, we're bringing Litecoin, we're bringing all sorts of cryptocurrency soon enough.
Nice.
Yeah, hopefully this month.
And I'm a big fan of that platform by reason. If you are a freelancer, you can offer your services through that platform. You simply make a product and say, look, this piece of paper, those are my rates. You want me to build a website, that's my price in Bitcoin. It gets served through the platform. You get paid in Bitcoin and you're launched.
I never actually said this publicly yet, but I actually bought BlockchainFreelancers.com too. So this was like a long-term plan, maybe for next year, but we did think about making a platform for freelancers too.
Nice.
Just
Nice.
In the far future. The next question, this one, I want. Can I take it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
so I'll read the question. Is investing in stocks haram? Bonds haram? Is crypto haram? My thoughts that royalties are haram. Please.
So just applying, I'm not a scholar, I'm still a recent revert. I've been a Muslim for only like 6 months, but just applying common sense. What you have to understand is when you buy a stock, you own a piece of said company. You buy a stock of Apple. Now you're an owner in Apple. So does Apple have debt? Well, they do. Do they pay interest? Yes, that's haram. So essentially you're owning a piece of a company that does something that's haram. So you are involved in something that's haram. Now, if you own a stock that does not have debt, does not pay interest, that would be halal, but you will have a very hard time finding halal companies out there. That's so for the most part, most likely stocks are haram, but you can do your own homework and figure out if a company is okay or not. Now, in terms of bonds, What bonds are is basically you're loaning out money to people and they pay you an interest. So that's straight off the books, haram. That's just not okay, right? It's fairly basic to understand. You're loaning money to people. Now, crypto, it's the same as owning $1 or as owning a kilogram of cheese. You know, as long as you're not, you could get involved in DeFi and loan money to people, loan crypto to people. That's again haram. But if you just own a Bitcoin, that's not haram because you're just owning like a house, whatever. Now, this is just the basics of it. About royalties, I wouldn't know to say anything about that. But, you know, just applying very basic common sense, very basic Islamic knowledge, you can see how most stocks and basically all bonds are haram. And crypto is okay. Buy crypto.
There you go. I ain't even got to add to that right there. Icky, that's something for another show. Oops, what the heck happened there? I hit the wrong button. How'd that happen? Oh, these stupid pop-ups keep on happening. Hold on, let me fix this. Let me turn that off. Yeah, that's another for another show, man. How difficult is it to mine helium? Not very difficult at all. I talk about this in my members areas. I talk about this in premium areas. I go into detail about this. You want more details about it? Join the members area. But it's not a secret. It's not difficult. It's not hard.
It is very easy.
It's very easy. Something I'm getting into, and I talk about a lot. It's easy.
Me too. I'm simply awaiting the service that it arrives. That's all.
There are some hangups because there's such a huge demand that there's some hangups and a lot of delays. But I talk about this in the premium areas a lot. You know, guys want my take and more details on it? Go ahead and join, or just research on your own. H1 asks, blockchain creators like Gumroad, but with payments with crypto?
Yes, exactly like Gumroad, but payments with crypto. There's still some functionality that we don't have that Gumroad has. Like, for example, in Gumroad, you can make a membership or you can sell physical products. We don't have that yet. But basically, yeah, Gumroad with crypto.
Cool. Thoughts on Litanary? What is that? Litanary? It looks like it will secure a place on DOT after the parachain auctions.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with it. I know the DOT chain. I'm really bullish about DOT and the DOT chain and the DOT ecosystem. So, I mean,
it's on Etherscan. Just taking a quick peek here. I opened up CoinGecko because I knew certain questions like those would pop up. That's what. So yeah, probably going to try to show it here. Share my screen.
We'll come back to that while he's looking that up. Is trading the Forex market haram? I know for sure leveraging is haram. But let me see. Add the stream here. I know whatchamacallit? Leveraging is haram. I don't know about trading itself. That would require some questions asked to people of knowledge. But leveraging is basically borrowing money in order to make more money, and then you pay back a percentage, which is basically taking a loan, which is interest. It's riba. So I'd stay away from leveraging if you are going to trade. And I would try and get more information on trading. I don't trade personally right now. I flip coins, whatnot, buy low, sell high, this type of stuff. But, actual Forex trading and all this stuff, I'm not familiar with it right now because it's not something that really interests me.
Technically, if we are to apply the same basic ideas that I said earlier with buy crypto is a currency. So if you buy euro and you're hoping that it might go up against the dollar, I think just again, but just like you said, I'm not a scholar, so it goes the same way. But I think it might be okay as long as you don't leverage.
I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could help you with that one. I only look up this stuff. I don't go into like hypotheticals. I look up this stuff when I'm interested in it. Then I try and find out, as to whether or not, it's permissible or not. And then I go from there. Double A will come back to your question in a second here. This is one I know I can answer. Do you have to pay tax when mining crypto, assuming you just hold it once mined and convert it to BTC? Okay, so capital gains tax is what's important to look at here. What are the capital gains tax rules in your country? Mining crypto falls under the same category as capital gains tax. So basically, as long as you hold on to your cryptocurrency for 12-month period, you are tax-free. But if you spend it before those 12 months are over, then that becomes a taxable event, and then you need to pay taxes on it. Now, apparently, don't quote me on this because I don't know. Every country is going to be different. But converting one currency to another becomes a taxable event. But again, the same 12-month rule applies if you hold on to that crypto, because it is a crypto to crypto. But if you take it out, so like if I flip Ethereum for Bitcoin and I spend a Bitcoin, that's a taxable event. So then now that entire transaction becomes taxable because it hasn't been conducted. It's been conducted within the 12-month period. But if I wait for the 12 months, I'm good. So you need to look at the capital gains tax in your country and see what they are, and then go from there, inshallah.
That's the thing. It really depends a lot on the country. For example, in Romania, crypto is not even a currency. It's just you have to pay capital gains. But for example, you could pay me in crypto to make your website. I don't have to pay income tax on that because it's not an income. It's just like you gave me a kilogram of cheese, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's from country to country.
That's nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm checking Litentry coin out. Yeah, I highlighted a few things. So first thing, I'm going to re-highlight it here. Where it concerns mining, yeah, it's quite new, but there's a max supply. So future-wise, might be a good move. Now, what I am interested in, certainly about Litentry coin, they talk about DID aggregation protocol. That's something I'm not immediately familiar with. However, did a quick internet research, and DID aggregation equals to the process of integrating a wide range of digital identities from multiple networks. So from what I can tell, Litentry coin is well attached towards the Web 3.0 development, whereby you can attach a variety of accounts and profiles from a variety of social media, etc., and well centralize it onto one blockchain and use that block or that coin to well get access towards all different kind of apps, from what I can tell. So that's what this coin is about. So it's a certain extension of what a Polkadot system envisions. I'm going to close it.
So it says, guys, what percentage of crypto outside of Bitcoin would you consider speculative, as in it has no real value and all people are concerned with is passing on the coin to the next person? I mean, there's quite a few crap coins out there. Some guy came with, what was that one coin? A guy came with Dino coin or something like that. Some Jurassic coin or some crap the other day. You know, we had a show and this guy was talking about some Dino coin. There was nothing behind it whatsoever. I mean, that's definitely like just, you know, getting people to pump money in and then dump that coin and take their money and run off. I mean, so there's quite a few coins like that, you know, obviously. This is why, like, doing a deep dive, like they call it in the crypto mindset course, is important on your coins. You need to do a deep dive on it, look into it. Who are the developers? What's the project? What's behind it? Who's behind it? All these types of things. Like, I purchased ENJ, you know, Engine coin. And, I mean, it's been doing very well considering how I bought it at 70 cents. It's like, you know, it's now like at $3 and something cents, I think it is. And so, but Engine coin has like a lot of backers behind it. They got like Sony, they've got like, you know, YouTube behind it. They've got like a bunch of huge, you know, centralized platforms behind it. And so, you know, the coin is doing well. You know, that's not going to be a pump and dump. You know, nobody's going to, you know, they're not going to get behind a coin like that, you know, that is going to fleece the entire corporation for their billions that they built up. So, yeah.
What I dare answer on Shorty Boyd's question, percentage, 90% are pure speculation, without decent use case, without real value future-wise or even current-wise. And that's a percentage you may very well print in your mind, because there are a lot, well, tons and tons of shit coins being made, even at this moment. I've encountered plenty of it, deviates, like from Bitcoin. I talked about it in the Dutch live stream yesterday. There exist a lot of coins which are remarkable similar to Bitcoin when it concerns name and symbol, but in reality are shitcoins. And those are used by scammers to say, yeah, you know what, subscribe to my channel and I give you, for example, 5 Bitcoin. And people are like, yeah, Fawcett, 5 Bitcoin. They get a Bitcoin wallet upon which the scam coin can be traded, but in reality, instead of receiving BTC, so the classic Bitcoin, you receive, I'm not going to say Bitcoin Silver because that's more or less valid, but something like Bitcoin Platinum or something like it. And instead of BTC, it's called BTCP. And it takes some time before people notice, hey, this isn't real Bitcoin, because I was expecting for 5 Bitcoin, I had about $250,000 in value. Why is it only 5 or less? Yeah, well, you got scammed. It's false coins. And from those, a lot exist, especially for Ethereum that I know of. Bitcoin is renowned to have multiple derivatives, I'm going to say. Especially now with DeFi, because there exists red Bitcoin, synthetic Bitcoin, but there also exists, well, fake DeFi coins. And with that, I mean, well, some kind of red Bitcoin. So that they make the claim they have Bitcoin as an underlying asset, but in reality, there's nothing backing it. And its real value is 0, but it resembles a DeFi coin, which is being backed by Bitcoin. Those are traditional scams I've already encountered, so there's plenty of it. When it concerns stealing money from people, I dare say many scammers are quite inventive and smart. I've encountered quite some reasonable scams, and for some that I had to double check to make sure if it were a scam, because honestly, even I was like, is this a scam or is it true? Because it was very well done and it was only very, very small details which gave it away.
Yeah. I have a question for me. When you say flip coins, do you mean emerging coins? You don't flip BTC or stable coins, right? No, I don't. So an example, BAT, basic attention token. So when I bought BAT, it was like 30 something cents. I took $500 worth of Ethereum. Wasn't a lot. And then I bought all of that with BAT. When BAT hit about like 127, it was almost 130, I jumped out. Did I make a huge win? No, it wasn't massive. But I traded it back into Ethereum. So what I did do is I increased my Ethereum holdings. It wasn't significant, but it's just something I did. BAT has been holding around like the 130, 140, position for a while. I did a little bit more with Engine, but Engine's still climbing. So you see, so this is what I talk about when I flip. What I'm trying to do is I flip one coin for another in order to get more of the coin that I want, which is Ethereum and Bitcoin. Like my HNS. Now I tend to flip my HNS directly for Bitcoin. I wait for Bitcoin to be low against HNS on the trading markets, and then I flip it. And I get more Bitcoin holdings.
That's the best strategy you can do, actually, to make decent profit.
Yeah, it works well for me. Alhamdulillah. I'm not complaining. Alhamdulillah. I spend, I shouldn't, but I actually spend some of my, I took some profits on Ethereum. I've done it like 3 times in a week, and I haven't seen a dip. I've seen my portfolio has become stagnant, but it hasn't dipped. You see what I'm saying? So, for me it works because that little flipping, it makes up for the difference. Now, could I flip and then turn it into fiat and whatever else? Yeah, I could do that. But then, you got that whole issues that we were talking about earlier.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Is there an issue if I buy coins I believe are good, hold for the next 5+ years, and keep on buying more as time goes on? My friends keep telling me to sell at profit and buy low.
Oh, hell no. You've got bad friends.
What you described in the question is exactly dollar cost averaging.
There you go.
So me personally, I stand by it. That's what I do. I'm not smart enough and I don't have enough free time to be a good trader.
There you go.
Yeah, and I keep up with the strategy. All coins that I buy or trade or exchange, I keep them on chain. I never default back to fiat for a variety of reasons. Taxes is one, but also, well, it's an appreciating asset. So it's not a very smart move to start cashing in on it, especially with a project such as the digital dollar project. There's a digital ruble. So for the Russians, there's a digital yuan for a Chinese market, and there's a digital euro project. So within very short notice, all governmental superpowers in the world will have their own cryptocurrency, which is going to be used nationwide. It implies for the future, the crypto markets will start booming. So now defaulting back towards fiat and not holding on for forthcoming 5 years is an extremely bad move. So don't default back, keep them.
I mean, for me, this is more personal, guys. Don't take this as financial advice. I'm not planning on holding anything for 5 years. I mean, I have plans to hold stuff for 5 years, but my niggas, I'm living now, dude. I might go outside tomorrow and get hit by a cookie truck. I'm trying to live, my niggas. I increase my holdings, but I'm also trying to be happy. You see what I'm saying? You can't save yourself into richness and into wealth. So what do? I look for ways to make more wealth. I look for ways to increase my wealth. And I'm not trying to save myself into richness. I'm trying to earn and work my way into richness. So I get these crypto holdings. Yes, I do want them to grow. Yes, I do want them to increase. But at the same time, it's like, hey, I'm trying to get another wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to grab another drone. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. I want to put some bling bling 17s on my whip. No, I'm not really trying to do that. But I'm just saying.
You're making a very good point. Probably it's badly worded from my part when I said to hodl your coins or hold your coins for the next 5 years. Naturally, money's got to roll and money makes money. My own philosophy is, okay, I do not default back towards fiat currency, but I make use of my cryptocurrency to make certain payments if possible. So, for example, if I do a takeaway or something and I see the option pay in Bitcoin, pay in Ethereum, I do so.
Yep.
If I see other means for things that I want to buy that I can do with crypto, I'm making use of it. So yeah, that's my take on it. So it's a little bit of a combination to keep everything on chain, but also make use of your cryptocurrency, because that's why they were incepted, how they were built to be
this
used.
Personal philosophy, and me, I don't want to ever die. And then they say he died saving. No, I want to be happy. My niggas, when I die, I want to be happy. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah,
golden casket, god damn it.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and when you want to live, you know what I'm saying? You got to spend to live, man. If you want to, it's unfortunate, but in the times we're in right now, the vast majority of things that bring you joy, unfortunately, are purchased. Everything that's worth your leisure time and fun has a price tag attached to it, unfortunately. And so stack, but don't forget to live. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. That's me.
This is actually something I've been wrestling with for the past 2 weeks or so. Do I spend and I buy stuff? Do I put it in Bitcoin and crypto? What do I do? And I'm like,
well, don't forget, you still need to live. So, of course, I'm the first guy to say, invest in crypto because it's an appreciating asset. But like myself, I know I can put in a lot more into cryptocurrency, but I don't do so. Why? I bought my house beginning last year. There's still some works that need to be done. It prevents me a little bit from going massive in on cryptocurrency mining. It prevents me a little bit on, putting perhaps 25% of my total paycheck into crypto, which is already quite a lot.
How much percent?
Because I know.
How much percent?
25.
That's how much you're putting in?
From my total paycheck, yeah. From my 9 to 5, I've got to be more precise. Currently, it's only about 10% monthly.
That's good, actually. My jiu-jitsu coach used to always say, pay yourself first. He said, whatever you get paid, no matter what it is, hustles, whatever else, he says, put 20%. He said 20%. He said, put 20% to the side. He says, pay yourself first. He said, because if you don't do that, then you're just paying someone else. He's like, you're just taking your money, going out of your pocket into someone else's pocket. You're paying them. He says, you're not paying yourself. What do you get for your money? He says, pay yourself first. Red sings the blues, man. The homie. Thank you, dude. Much appreciated. You know what, man?
The blues.
Red. Tuesday, I have an open slot. Tuesday, 1700 CET. I have an open slot, man, because Dude Party. What's that thing called? OG Logic is gone. Man, we should just do a show on Tuesday. I can definitely do Tuesday, bro. We always say we're going to do a show, and we never do it. So we got a question. Is Coinbase a reliable broker? Dude, that's the wrong there. Are there better exchanges? This is ownership right there. That one, the there you spent, that's like there as an ownership. That is their car. Not the car over there. That car over there is their car. There's two different theirs there, okay?
This is the English teacher in Abu right here.
You're killing me.
No worries. It might be the case. It's someone from my initial channel.
It does. It gives me connection fix. For me personally, I like Coinbase. It's not bad. You can use Coinbase Pro. I use Coinbase sometimes. I use Coinbase Pro. It depends on what I'm buying and how quick. Coinbase tends to be less fussy about payment methods. The two that I find the least fussy in terms of what you use to pay is Binance and Coinbase. Them two, you put a card in and they're like, let's have it. And for me, Binance is even more relaxed. They're just like, whatever, But Coinbase is the next.
Coinbase also,
ATMs. Sorry?
ATMs too. They're a cool option too.
Yeah. Coinbase, it's the first exchange I started with. I got out of it not by reason a little bit of the service towards their customers. Most is automated, so it's quite hard if you want to do something special to reach customer service. I'm also quite confident in Kraken. I know others might disagree with me on that opinion.
No, I use Kraken also.
Okay, and I also use Bitvavo now. For the European market, they are great. By reason, I can do it with my smartphone and simply load up money. Within 2 minutes time, immediately spend it on crypto and transfer it towards my wallets. With Coinbase and others, I need to do a wire transfer, which might take up 1 or 2 weeks.
For me, I use about 5 different exchanges, and that's simply because you can't usually find all the coins I buy on one exchange. And so I tend to jump around. Kraken has some, like, Kusama. If you want to buy Kusama, you got to go to Kraken. You can't buy it on Binance, And so every exchange has some coins that they do carry, some coins that they don't. And so I tend to use about 5 different exchanges, when I'm looking for coins to purchase.
Yep. I can do this head movement. No.
Yeah, right. You gonna trust the same guys that like printing dollars and euros into oblivion? What do you think they're gonna do with crypto?
Yep.
It's just a new source of like fleecing people.
Yeah. Also, I want to make the remark. I've looked up the government-backed cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is an official term they strew around, but in reality, it isn't really the case. It is a digital currency. The difference between is in the definition slightly. Well, it's different between the two. Cryptocurrency is entirely decentralized, secured, and makes use of blockchain technology. Digital currency, on the other hand, is, well, a little bit like going to the bank and not withdrawing your money, but simply doing a wire transfer. That's digital currency. You have no real money in your hands. It's only moving numbers across other numbers, and it lacks a little bit the blockchain-based trust and security. So government-created cryptocurrency, better to say digital currency that's going to be launched. You won't be buying it by reason. In all probability, when it's being launched, it will become something obligatory nationwide. And for the European Union, well, it's going to be international.
Yeah, I personally just wouldn't frequent any sort of, currency from a government. You see, like I said, you see how they're printing dollars and euros into oblivion. What do you think they're going to do when, there's like, what is it, 21 million Bitcoin? There can be more. They can literally like just program more onto the chain. But one of the reasons why it maintains its value is because less and less are on the market as wallets get lost, people buy it and hold it, and this, that, the other. And so its value increases. What does the government, what are governments known for doing? Oh, let's just add some more zeros here.
Yeah.
So
also the case with Bitcoin, and that generally the theme with a lot of coins which have a limited market cap, they also have a tremendous amount of liquidity. Do not forget, Bitcoin, okay, there's only 21 million to ever be produced. However, it has extremely high liquidity because its smallest increment in which it can be devised is called a Satoshi, which equals, well, 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. So in reality, the amount of Bitcoin that can be circulating is much higher, implying that even if Bitcoin reaches the value of $1 million, well, one Satoshi will only be worth 1 cent and makes it still adaptable for use, well, nationwide as normal currency. It needs to reach several millions of worth before it becomes a little bit obsolete as a payment method. However, there are other, limitations on Bitcoin, mainly with the transaction speeds, but that can be fixed through second layer options. But I'm not going to delve all too deep into it because that's to fill up another episode if I start on that one.
It's bare dough. I feel XRP, which is Ripple, and ADA, Cardano, are glorified shitcoins. No use cases at the moment. And you're right. You're right. Now, there is a rumor, of Cardano having smart contracts come July. But I think they're just, you know what they're trying to do? You got to remember, these coins watch each other. What happens in July also? 1559 is executed. Yep. So everybody's just trying to jump on like bandwagons at the same time when there's a lot of action, a lot of movement. We know for a fact that come July, Ethereum's going to see a lot of movements. We're going to see probably a lot of consistent breaking of all-time highs come July with Ethereum. So with market increases, what tends to happen is when Bitcoin increases, everything else tends to increase also. So what they're probably counting on, Cardano, is that with an increase in Ethereum, we can get on that increased train by announcing smart contracts come July. But who's talking about being on Cardano smart contracts? There would already be word out right now. People would be like pumping that up. We're going to be on there. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It's big and yada, yada. Where's that happening?
The only guys that I might think of which will profit from it would be Chainlink from Cardano making rise and making use of smart contracts. By reason, they are one of the very, very few platforms, and they being the most renowned one for having trusted oracles and nodes to connect off-chain information with information that needs to be on the blockchain. Chainlink at that point takes up central position. Almost any DeFi project currently makes use of Chainlink. It's one of the reasons why I jumped on to that coin. By reason, I know future-wise it will take a central position and will explode in value. Cardano, to be honest, I dare say it's not entirely a shitcoin. By reason, they try to imitate a little bit Ethereum, and that's where their biggest mistake lies. They must not imitate Ethereum. They better try to follow up with Polkadot and not so much on Ethereum, because with Ethereum, I'm afraid they're going to sink.
Polkadot's not trying to be Ethereum. They're trying to be better than Ethereum. They're trying to be everything that Ethereum should be. So I have no answer for this. When do you predict that ETH will crash with the upcoming updates? I want to dump it at the right time. I don't really have, I don't have positive outlooks for like the long term of Ethereum. I think their devs are arrogant. I think they're too conceited and they don't really look at like what's going on out there. I think they do look what's going on out there, but they don't think that anybody can flip them. And you hear it a lot of time from the Ethereum maximalists, if you want to call them that. They don't think anybody can move in on them. But when we already see it on the Kusama chain that they can outperform Ethereum. You see it. So what happens? And Kusama is the test chain for DOT. What happens when DOT goes live? And everything you can do on Ethereum can be done on DOT faster and cheaper. What happens to Ethereum?
Yeah, and by the way, the other guy who made a question, what's it called again? Litany or something like it? Well, the coin we put on screen, it is attached to Polkadot and has to do with signing in with multiple accounts at the same time. It is Polkadot supported. So that's already a project which cannot immediately be built or is non-existent on Ethereum. Can they implement such a chain? Probably. If they manage to launch their Ethereum 2.0, which has been in development since 2015, if I'm not mistaken, only now with the current bull run are trying to push it through a little bit. So yeah,
2.0. I mean, Ethereum 2.0 has always been the goal for them. We miners, we know that they've always wanted to be proof of stake. They've never wanted to be proof of work. But proof of work is the most assured, most known, and easiest to enter into. But I think what's going to happen also, there's going to be a lot of disappointment after July when people come to realize that their transaction costs, gas fees, none of that stuff is going to drop. All it does is make those more predictable. So that might cause a crash. It might not. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Some people are just getting off on the idea that miners aren't making so much money.
It's an important fact you mentioned there with the gas fees. There are plenty of people still believing, with the EIP, gas fees will drop, transaction fees, oh hell no. It won't drop, it only burns them. And it's an unpopular opinion we're spreading here, but it's the truth. And many hardcore developers know that one. It's one of the reasons.
They admit it themselves.
Yeah.
The developers themselves admit that it doesn't lower gas fees, but people are just pumping that out there. I had to drop that last week. I told somebody, I said, where are you getting this information? ETH devs telling you it doesn't lower your gas fees. Why are you people still saying that?
The reason is many of them are investors who have no idea about the technical side of things. And it's one of the reasons a few weeks ago on Twitter, there was this entire vote in favor of EIP 1559.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of those guys who were pushing it forward, they were merely investors. They wanted to see the price increase on Ethereum, but didn't get the idea that, the Ethereum they bought, they cannot transact it without paying tremendous amount of fees. It's, plain stupidity. We have to say it like things are. So
yeah. And that's the funny thing about it also. It's like, they call miners greedy, and then they're only worried about pumping their ETH bag. Wait, what? Don't get me started on this conversation. So, what's this right here? Thoughts on XMR Monero. It has good security anonymous perks, but I've read it's not even top 20 crypto rank. Is that right?
XMR, Monero privacy coin. I like them. If you are a big fan of privacy, and if you really want to keep your funds secured and transactions unable to be detected by governments. So Monero takes a very decent place. It's true they are not in the top 20. However, it's almost top 20. Now, what I dare say, if you look up on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, first page with the very first 100 coins, generally those are more or less good ones. There are a few exceptions, because I have to admit, Tether is still in the top 10, I believe. Top 10. Not quite sure which position.
Data 13.
Oh, Tether I see here is in the top 5, even number 5 on CoinGecko. In reality, it's a shit coin, but it has a tremendous market capitalization. So at that point in time, I dare say, try to look up the use case of the coin. And Monero is actually quite decent. By reason of mining it, it's quite easy. You can do it with your computer. However, GPU mining is more advised, but it's ASIC resistant. Tremendously. That's great.
Just on mining, I wanted to start mining XMR, Monero. And when I wanted to start mining, it was $220. It's now $304.
Yeah, another coin, because I became a convinced Ravenite, is Ravencoin. Also GPU mined. Those guys, coin currently is low value, but future-wise, tremendous potential. I like those guys.
The only problem with Monero that I think we should point out is that the government is attacking it, more or less.
Yes.
So I think it's awesome, but you should take that into account if you're trying to invest in it.
Yeah, it makes it harder to move around.
What I want to mention about Monero also, because I've mentioned it a few times on my Twitter accounts, currently government is very hard testing regulations when it concerns Libri and also Monero, just to see how robust it is. It isn't really the case to put them under scrutiny and regulation. They just want to see how deep they have to go in order to have the transaction remain anonymous. By reason, governments, we have to put it like it is, they make secret payments towards, a variety of countries to pay them off, to have certain services enabled, ambassadors in place, etc., etc. Monero is such a digital currency, secured and entirely anonymous to do so. So what government tries to do is, well, test them to the limit, see what they can do with it, what it's capable of. So I don't think they are really pushing regulations on it. They're trying to push it a little bit to see what is it capable of and how can we use it. And that's one very important difference and unspoken truth that's occurring. The case with Monero is entirely different from Libri, for example. Reason Monero might probably be used in the future, whereas Libri, well, that's a corporate suing, because I know YouTube is behind it, because Libri is the blockchain-based alternative to YouTube.
I have one question after we answer Mr. M.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. M. Okay, sorry. So, which hot wallets do you use? Currently downloaded the wallet Binance offers, which I think is called Trust or something. I personally, I have multiple wallets. I have Trezor, the Model T. I have Nano Ledger S and a Nano Ledger X. And on my PC and my phone, I use Atomic Wallet.
Yeah, I have Electrum too, and I have Trezor too. I had a Ledger, but I dropped it in water and it's gone. I'm gonna buy another one though, because they're actually very nice. It's the app and everything. It's so much nicer than Trezor.
Yeah, it is.
I've got my homemade wallet, hardware wallet. I've got Trust Wallet. I have the Coinbase wallet. I have a Binance wallet. I have Gallium wallet for my bananos. Yeah, it's a meme coin, legit. I've got a Helium wallet for, well, mining future-wise. And, well, I've got a few others for more coin specifics that I'm looking out for. But Electrum wallet is also one of them. I believe Electrum wallet was one of my very first for storing Bitcoin, even.
To Abu Future Trunks, I'm gonna skip It's Bear though. We'll come back to It's Bear. So Abu Future Trunk asks, let's say I pay someone 1 ETH for house renovations, and then 6 months later 1 ETH is worth significantly more. Why would I pay someone in crypto if I know it'll rise? This is easy, man, because you have a non-scarcity mindset. I mean, really, at the end of the day, that's what it is. I mean, I was just being asked, and this is just related to this topic right here. I was just being asked why, because I opened up the community membership again, men's community again, and the guy was like, why not a one-time payment of 500 euros instead of yearly? And I was like, because we want people that are quality. People who know how to produce money aren't worried about that. In a week, I can make 500 euros online, and I regularly do. So why would I want in my group a guy who's sweating over 500 in a year? You see what I'm saying? What's the guy going to bring in terms of quality to the group? So it's the same mentality with cryptocurrency or any type of money. You get it, it moves. You got to position yourself in a place where it's like the loss that you get doesn't hurt, but what you gained at the moment, you're still like happy with it. You see what I'm saying? So when you're spending your crypto, you know that you're going into a quality move. Like for me, all of my mining equipment is bought with crypto. Has the crypto increased since I started paying for it? Absolutely. Would I prefer to pay now as opposed to in the past? Absolutely. But what it's made me, because I'm making smart moves and I'm making calculated moves, it doesn't bother me. You see what I'm saying? I could have saved a couple of $1,000s. But am I worried about it? No, because what I did with that money is making me thousands more dollars. So you have to think in the same way. It's like, you just hold on to it. That's why I said don't be afraid to live. You know what I mean?
And to be absolutely blunt, an abundance mindset is easily achieved if you put your finance in order. Instead of paying one of those OnlyFans tots 100 euros for a month for seeing some skinny pictures for some women you can see on the street, some
braggedy
save it up and put it in his men's community. You do yourself a favor by upgrading yourself to a qualitative men's community, and at the same time, not looking too much at women, which might boost a little bit of your testosterone a little bit.
So yeah, Abu Future Trunks in the group. He's in the men's community, but it's the mentality, that you don't want to have a scarcity mentality. That I know how to make money. You learn because these are systems. You learn it, you use it, and it makes you money, and it becomes consistent. Then you don't get worried about like the potential losses. You're only looking at what can I gain. You know what I mean? So I would look at it like that. It's Bear though. We're gonna come back to you again. We get the question: how can you sue a coin?
Trash it on the internet. That's the only way I know of.
No, but library. How did they sue? How? Who? How?
Well,
Government. What's happening?
The United States, the SEC sued Library, telling them that they were what is it called? They were a security, I think it is, and not a coin.
How can you sue something that's decentralized?
Because they have a central point in terms of programmers, blockchain developers. So they went after those guys because Library is more like an organization in that sense. You know, this is the problem with a lot of coins nowadays, like Ethereum. Also, Ethereum could technically fall under that same thing. You know, so
yeah, the problem with most cryptocurrencies, and which makes Bitcoin stand out a little bit, is many other cryptocurrencies still have a centralized development team and community. There's most of the time an LLC, limited liability company, attached to it, just to keep things in order when it concerns regulations and making sure it can be launched on exchanges. And it generally tends to be those guys that can be sued. However, the problem the US government might encounter is that some smaller projects, if they want to start suing them, would be the core developers saying, yeah, okay, we stop the project. But once a blockchain is launched, it remains online.
Yeah.
The only thing they will be doing is picking out the central developers, and after a year or two, other guys, amateurs, might retake up the entire offer. Why? Everything is, well, most of it is being placed on GitHub. Source code is available, so it can be picked up as if nothing occurred. So they can sue certain companies attached to it or built around it, but the project itself, they can't put it down.
That's what I'm thinking. They can't really sue them, though.
No.
They can't sue Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin, like, who's Satoshi Nakamoto? Is it one person? Is it 10 person?
But even Ethereum, I mean, you're gonna sue me, but I don't own it. What are you gonna sue me for?
Well, you're the developer and you're actively developing. And this is one of the things that they brought up against Library, that it's actively being developed and actively being improved. And that's what,
just like Dimitri said, I'm gone, I'm leaving. I don't care. Right.
Well, they just hold you accountable. So then they say, okay, this is going on and you're the creator, so you're accountable. It's sort of like gun manufacturers. They're getting sued for what happens with their guns in the hands of crazy people. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. It was like, well, it's left our company. It's like, and we intended these for legal use, but then it ended up in the hands of a criminal and he killed somebody, and now they're suing the company. So it's the same thing. Okay. You know, it's the same.
I see that.
It's just BS, really. You know.
It's, coming from Romania, the whole sue thing is kind of like,
what? It's mostly something US, I'm going to say. I know
it's more Western.
Such things don't apply.
America is a litigious society, I tell you. Is it true you can make a lot of money day trading crypto instead of investing long term? And do you guys ever buy, sell short term, daily, weekly? Yes, you can make a lot of money in day trading. We had a brother. He recently left the group so he could focus on, because he's working on some blockchain development stuff. He made 20,000 British pounds in a month trading crap coins. He made 20,000 British pounds in a single month trading shit coins. So yes, absolutely. Now, do you guys buy or sell short term, daily, weekly? I don't personally. I don't have time right now. And this takes a skill that you have to learn. Me and Alex talking about this. This is like a skill you have to learn, and it takes time. A lot of us guys got lives. I got lives. I don't have a lot of time in it. So when I learn passively. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. When you got a business and then another business, and then in your case, a job and a family and a this and a that, you got to work out, you got to do that. When are you going to fit that in? I mean, if you have the free time, just like you said, there's guys that make big money on it, but you got to have the time.
And this guy that made that 20,000, he works from home. He's a programmer, he's a developer, he's an engineer, and he does nothing but work from home. And he's really good at what he does, so he can finish his regular job in like 2 to 3 hours, and then he has the whole day to just sit there and learn this stuff. So
yeah, also you need to take into account when you start day trading, the big profits are only made if you put in big money. I did some day trading for some time. If you invest 1,000 euros, expect on a daily basis, if you're good, and experienced, perhaps 5 to 20 euros a day in profit you can make. That's the utmost limit. The guys who are toying with, I made 10K a day, I made 20K a day, there are literal millions they're throwing at it. That's the big one.
That's the thing. I have a friend who's trying to get into Bitcoin, and he's investing into all these random coins. And I'm telling him, look, you have two issues. First of all, you don't know what you're doing. Second of all, you have 500, $1,000. Even if you triple it, how is that going to change your life? Just like you just said, it's not. You got to have big sums. You got to be smart. You got to have free time. It's not for everybody.
It's very focus intensive. You need to really look up the charts, all the news, and even then unexpected things can happen. So if you want to have a go at it, go ahead, but you will be losing money if you're not experienced with it at all.
Yeah, you got to go within that. Like, it's any investment that there's a risk that you're going to lose money. And because this is 100% based upon your knowledge and your ability, it's your responsibility, 100%. And the brother who I told you about that made it 20,000, he said he lost a lot of money until he learned to make money. He said he lost a lot of money learning how to make money. There are some practice, like you can go on like some, I think Binance has it. There's like a little practice section where you can do practice trading and whatnot, where it doesn't cost you anything, and you can practice there, and it'll give you like real time, like, it plays with the real market, but it's not real money. And so you can learn there, you can learn the ropes there. There's other guys that offer signals, not free signals, they paid signals. Like I know a guy, he's in some guy's YouTube channel. He gets signals from that guy. He made a lot of money. I talk about this brother a lot. The brother went from like 200 or 300,000 holdings in November to close to 1 million just 2 months ago.
Nice.
He's following these guys' signals, and it's working really well for him. So there's options for you. AF says, someone who just started out in crypto, which ones do you guys recommend? Binance, Kraken, or Coinbase? They're all pretty good. It depends. Again, this goes back to what we were saying earlier. It depends on what coins you want to buy. Certain coins you can buy on some exchanges. Other coins don't have some coins. So like you're not going to find all the coins you want on one exchange. So you have to like actually have multiple exchanges in your repertoire of places to buy from. In my description of this video, all my affiliate links, you get money, I get money. Everybody's happy if you join up using the affiliate links.
Yeah, if I can chime in, technically, if you're a beginner, for the ease of use, if you're from Europe, Kraken, otherwise Coinbase. By reason, both are quite sleek and don't immediately throw advanced settings for trading.
The Binance app is pretty complex.
Binance is solid, but it's quite complicated. So Kraken or Coinbase, one of those two, and you're set to go.
Yeah, he had a follow-up question. Are they all safe, though? Yes, they're all safe. I wouldn't recommend them here. Viking Paradigm, we talked about this earlier. It depends on the capital gains laws in the country you're in. So, yeah, like in Germany, whatchamacallit, the 12-month period thing applies.
Yeah. Same here in Belgium. It's one of the reasons why I say I hold my cryptocurrency and never default back to fiat money by reason, taxable events.
Yeah. But if you're in Romania, there's no 12-month period.
You just do what you want to do.
But also, there's no, for example, you guys would have to pay capital gains tax if you move Bitcoin to Ethereum, right?
I have to look at that again. I'm not sure, to be honest. Let me look at that again. Earlier I said no, but to be honest, now when I think about it, I'm not really sure. I have to look at that again.
Sorry, in terms of Romania, you only have to pay tax when you convert it to fiat. So it's really
same applies here in the European Union. It's only if you default back towards fiat money that it becomes a taxable event. If you exchange between coins, it remains on chain, no problem at all.
I think that's
we're in the EU too.
Yeah, so same.
Just not in Schengen.
Consider yourself lucky.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I've been saying that a lot.
Yeah, so we're up on an hour already. That went really fast. So Up Future Trunks just says what I was talking about earlier. Having a non-scarcity mindset goes in line with the deen, meaning the religion of Islam. Having full reliance on Allah, taking the means, and being optimistic. Absolutely. So yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. You guys want to drop anything before we get out of here?
Not immediately. I'm planning to do a new live stream. Probably Alex is going to be my co-host. It's, well, more or less a little bit like Blockchain Bros, but mostly discussing a little bit about current events, certain articles I can pop up. So yeah, probably a new live stream that will be launched somewhere, but otherwise not immediately something. Market's looking good. When it concerns trading, well, yeah, perhaps I want to mention that one. Recently, there's a ton of Tether being dropped into the exchanges. Expect a bull run going to occur, some decent movements on the market. So hodl your coins, don't sell them off. Something's going to happen big time.
Also, I can use the gains.
My blog, blockchain creators, here, right here, make money, sell stuff, digital stuff for Bitcoin, soon enough for Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, whatever, everything. And here's a big thing. I might bring in fiat. I'm not sure. I have to do some documentation on some APIs and stuff. But if I bring in fiat, you can have, for example, you guys, because you're both digital creators, you can have your digital products sold. The person who wants to buy and pay in fiat, they pay in fiat. Whoever wants to buy with like crypto, they pay in crypto, and you still receive crypto. It's an automatic conversion. And why this is awesome is because if somebody buys your course on Gumroad, you pay the Gumroad fee, you then pay the PayPal fee, you then pay the Binance fee. But if we automatically convert it for you, you just pay our 6%, and that's less hassle and maybe cheaper too.
Yeah. So channel membership for excuse me, men's community membership will be on. Yeah, you're lagging there. Will be on Blockchain Creators, inshallah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next show. We are out.